This is the very first year of the Choreographic Lab, and Antonio and I have been discussing the idea of community a whole lot, and what that means to us specifically. And community to us means a network that we are all, connected to and want to bring together. And so we thought that it would be great to start our first choreographic lab where we would bring in an alum to work with Coca Dance and Ballet Eclectica for from the end of September to early November. We're giving them the autonomy to figure out for themselves exactly what it is that they want to teach in that space, and offering guidance and being a sounding board for them in that realm. And they will also work with three New York and one Philadelphia-based creative. We wanted to have a balance of some contemporary, modern, some classical choreographers, so that the alum that we chose for this inaugural choreographic lab would have the opportunity to engage on many different levels with different styles of creatives.
So Coca Writes this year is going to focus on a few things. We're going to focus on putting up our first musical, The Butterfly Room, written by Colin Healy. And that musical is going to tell the tale of a group of factory workers in Bayway, New Jersey, who are fighting corruption and looking to create a more organized society in the middle of their town and that struggle that happened in the 1920s. And then, we're also going to be able to go back to what we are really good at, which is creating a new play and helping a playwright develop their new play. Kaleidoscope Crown by Ashley Aquila Rucker is perfect for Coca because it tells just the story that we tell here every day with our students and our professional artists. It's a story about the power of youth and the power of young girls to be able to change the minds and the mindsets of their families and their cities. It focuses on one young girl, Nia, as she transforms her village and the traditionalism of her village to be all about expression and to focus on more values of creation and joy. It's a story that encapsulates a lot of the culture and the values of the African diaspora. And we're really excited to have Ashley here to tell that story and to teach and work with our students in the Coca Writes program.
Specifically this season, we are remounting a production called Wonderland that we originally did back in 2015. Wonderland is a spin-off of Alice in Wonderland, greatly inspired by Tim Burton's vision of, what he saw Alice in Wonderland, but it's done through all hip-hop dance. So there's little to no dialogue, which makes it different from what we would call a musical. And the whole story is really told through visuals, costumes, music, hip-hop dancing, interactions, but, no dialogue, no singing. Yeah, so it's an all hip-hop dance-based, I call it a dancicle.
Triumphant is one of our student performances led by all three of our student dance companies. It's Ballet Eclectica, Coca Dance, and our hip-hop crew. It's a performance where all three of our student companies get to come together and perform all together in one venue at the same time. What's unique about Triumphant this year is that our students have not all been in the same space performing together, and they're getting to perform as a unit again. I think it's been so separated because of the pandemic. Our students are just waiting for that chance. Even with the choreographic lab, it's only going to be Coca Dance and Ballet Eclectica. Wonderland is just hip-hop group. Triumphant will be the first time that they're all going to be together in the same space performing as a unit again.
To the summer rep, I think it means, I've got to wear two hats with that one, right? I'm thinking of the director hat as well as the curator hat, and really bringing our audiences to understand how we can offer two very different theatrical pieces. Something like Matilda that is crazy and fun, but has a deep meaning for, I think, particularly our young people, as well as something that has a much more, poignant and important theme with the wolves for particularly our young female identifying artists of the time. I would say for me, Matilda is about causing a little bit of a ruckus, right? When you know it's important, getting into good trouble, I think might be the quote we could use. And then with the wolves, I think it's about understanding what it means, a coming of age story, and a coming of age story at a time where perhaps we think that everyone must fit into a certain mold, and that we can introduce many different pathways to coming of age, and that all of those pathways matter, and that we as adults are here to really support those different pathways for our young people.